All right, it's Thanksgiving night now, and I'm editing this video finally. This is actually from yesterday and the day before, so these are two separate days that are in this video. This is the first of two. And me and Ronald here, we delivered, if I'm not mistaken, 4 loads altogether. If I'm not mistaken, I think we did a truck bed. Our first one was just a regular truck bed. And then we did 3 $200 loads. And so I got caught up pretty good on the wood, honestly. And now I've got some more to do on my own. I've got the wheel bearing. In this video, we go to get that wheel bearing because he knew of a place to get one for a good price. The one that I ordered, unfortunately, I was wanting a brand new one, but unfortunately the one that I ordered, it got lost in transit, they said. And they did refund my money already. And I've got the wheel bearing, and I'm planning to put that on tomorrow, Lord willing. Plan to do a video on that as well. I could have done it today, but my mom and my little brother and nephew came over for Thanksgiving, so I'll just put it off till tomorrow. But as you can see here, now all this wood is white oak, every bit of it, and it all came from a sawmill, and that's something I'm going to be showing in the video soon. That sawmill, lumberyard, whatever it is at, and it's probably one of the greatest locations I've ever seen for wood. I wish I could have recorded.
Brand new one right there.
I wish I could have recorded.
Yeah. If that's what he's bringing.
The place, because we went to it while we were up there in Moorhead. I didn't even know he was going over there. He kind of kept joking with me and told me he was taking me to Ohio after we bought that wheel bearing, and then all of a sudden we pull into this big yard, and there's all kinds of pallets, stacks of pallets, and he drives through those, and then I look ahead and I see this humongous pile of rounds of white oak, and I mean it goes on for a long ways too. I've never seen piles of wood like that. I don't believe I ever have. Not rounds anyways. I've seen piles of logs, but I've never seen piles of rounds like that. And there were various sizes. Some of them were 14 inches, some were 16, 18. There were various different sizes, and they were all white oak, it looked to be. So, I guess you're allowed to go in there any time of the day or night. He told me the other day he got some out there at 2 in the morning. And another thing he told me too is that if you bring a trailer, they'll actually load your trailer for you. They have some skid steers there, and they'll load your trailer for you. So that's something I'm really wanting to do. I've had so many trailers over the years, and I've sold them all. Every now and then I'll get one and use it for a while and then sell it. But I'm planning to get me another one soon, Lord willing, because that place right there is such an excellent location for good white oak, really good white oak. And Ronald really likes to get the pieces that are, you've seen in the last video, if you've seen that, some of the pieces that me and him got that look like pieces of firewood, but like I think they're around 28 inches or something like that, maybe 32 even. And we were just cutting them in half with the saw, and once you cut them in half, they're pieces of wood. They're pretty much already split down the side. Some of them you got to split again. There's some there in that pile. See those pieces there? You can cut them in half, and they're pretty much, once they're cut in half, they're pretty much firewood. Some of them need to be split a little more, but he likes to do it like that more than he does splitting the rounds. And I was telling him I like splitting the rounds better because it's a lot less cutting, and I like splitting more than I do cutting. But one thing I noticed about those pieces that you just cut in half with the saw, some of those right there that I'm cutting on, like that one for example, they seem to be more dry than the rounds themselves. It seemed to be quite a bit more dry. But all of it seems to be somewhat seasoned though. If I'm not mistaken, he was saying that they let them set for a while before they cut on. We're at my neighbor's location right here, if you're wondering. That's not my yard, that's my neighbor's yard. They look pretty similar. We both got 2.5 acres.
It's a good load, ain't it?
It's on fire, isn't it?
Huh?
It's got on fire, isn't it?
Oh, did it? Look, I thought they put the roof on there or something.
Looks like it's on fire.
It might have been.
See how smoky it was?
I think we're going to make it on time.
Pretty out here.
Yeah, it is. Real pretty out this way. You don't care to go out there today or no? Ronald's a character, if you can't tell that by now, but he likes to pick on me all throughout the day and kind of say some goofy stuff throughout the day. I like him a lot though. He's easy to work with, easy to get along with. We kind of talk about our different techniques that we prefer and stuff like that. You know, he prefers a heavier maul. I prefer a splitting axe, which I don't think he's used them very much. He thought my Fiskars was a maul. And then as far as how we do it and everything, he was wanting to make a bet with me today. It was kind of funny and I don't know if he could be right, but when you've got the rails on there, how we've got them on his truck there, he was trying to tell me that he could fit as much wood in that truck bed without the rails as he could with the rails. And I was telling him I didn't think so because stuff would be falling out. But he said, how much you want to put on it? You want to make a bet? And I said, no, I'm not a betting man. But he was trying hard to get me to bet on it. There's the guy's wheelbarrow who we're delivering to this day. But he was pumping the tire up on it because the first load I took, the tire was completely flat. That helped a lot, that wheelbarrow. The second load we do in this video, we used the wheelbarrow as well. The guy had 2 wheelbarrows, and we had to take a little farther. But those wheelbarrows do help when you're doing it. You can fit so much more in them than you can in your arms. So you can make far less trips if you do got to go a good ways. But yeah, something I'd really like to do, even with those slabs that he's got, you know, those ones that look like longer pieces of wood, and all you got to do is cut them in half with a saw. I'm wanting to get a miter saw set up outside or something, maybe under a little lean-to, to where I can just bring it down on those and cut them in half quick and then kind of slide them over into the truck bed, you know. Have a good technique to where I can get it done quick and pile that wood up. And now that I know that lumber yard's there, I'll probably have a lot of wood piled up in the yard from now on. That's what I'm planning to do because it's a little ways from me, but it's well worth the trip for how much wood you can get there. You know, especially if you've got a trailer and you're getting them to load the trailer for you. Say you load your truck bed and then you get them to load the trailer. Yeah, you can haul a lot of wood like that. So that's definitely, I'm very happy he introduced me to that place. It's all the time, you know, they're doing it. As you get the wood out, they're putting more wood in. They were bringing wood there and adding to the pile while we were there. And while we were leaving, one of the guys that was on the skid steer said, you all come back and get some more. So I'm very happy to know about that location. This place right here, I delivered to this guy before. I actually used to mow in this neighborhood, and I think that's how I come to get this customer here, because I mowed just right across the road from him there and did a little bit of landscaping there as well. And this guy, he just burns it in a fire pit around back. So I deliver to all sorts of different customers. Sometimes I deliver to people at campgrounds. Sometimes most of the time I'm delivering to people that use it in their home, some with outdoor burners, some with smaller wood stoves. Like the guy that we delivered to next after this delivery here, he wants stuff that's like 14 to 16 inches long. Then that's it. I mean, anything over 16 doesn't really even fit in his stove. So that's something I've learned to do over the years, is usually ask them, you know, what size of a log fits in their wood stove before I bring it to them, because it can make big issues for you if you bring wood that's either too long or too short. All right, we're done. We're here at a gas station again. I skipped breakfast this morning. He's in there getting him something to eat. I'm not sure what time it is now, but I got me 6 of them and a good old CB, it says on it, cheeseburger, I guess. He went back in because he said he had to use the bathroom. I'm sitting here eating this cheeseburger, but I called that place. He was the one that told me about them. I ordered a brand new wheel bearing, and now I just got a message today finally from them, and I've been waiting on this thing for like a week and a half, and they said it seems that your package got lost in transit or something. So that doesn't help me at all. Hopefully they refund me. I'm sure they will. Hopefully they go ahead and give me my refund. Anyways, we're going to get that one. It's only 50 bucks, so we're going to get it and in Moorhead, and then heading home after that. But good, another good day all in all. That guy I delivered to before. I delivered to him before, and he's a friendly guy. I used to mow in that neighborhood too, that same neighborhood here in Winchester. But I guess I'm gonna eat this cheeseburger and we're gonna head that way. Free location in here. All right, now this is the next morning, and me and him had already talked the night before and agreed that we were going to deliver this load together as well. And as you can see, when we came back from the lumberyard, sawmill, whatever that place is called, this is what we brought back with us, this load here. So you can see those little slabs over there to the left, and those are what he prefers, and then you can see the rounds, which are what I prefer. And once I split on these rounds here, it filled most of his truck bed up, just to the bed itself, not the added rails, the wooden rails. And then we cut up those slabs over there. He actually ran the saw while I split here a little bit later, and while I loaded. So it worked out really good. He's a really good person to work with. He's a hard worker. He stays busy. You know, he's motivated. It kind of reminds me of his brother working with him, though, too, because me and his brother have been through quite a few different things. I mean, we drove plumb to the other side of Ohio to pick up an engine for my Dodge truck. So what I did this morning was I split for a little bit and then went in and kind of waited on him. And then once he got there, he started running the saw, and I started loading those pieces of wood into his truck. No, I can move. I'm sore today, though. Is the switch on?
Down or up?
Is the switch on? It should go to the right, stay on.
That way, huh?
It should be that way. Has it started already? It really looks different with all the leaves off the trees. It looks so much different. I'm always happy to see winter, honestly, myself, and fall. But I'm always also happy to see spring and summer. The way it works is perfect. God knew exactly what he was doing when he made the season. So I don't know about everybody else, but I am. I'm happy for the seasons while I'm in them. And sometimes I'm ready for another one while I'm in them as well. But I also kind of yearn for those same seasons, you know, when they're not around. Because winter, there's many things I like about it, honestly. Like just the kind of work that a man has to do, you know, to like in the old days, how you got to keep your family warm, you know, with the wood and everything. And even now, you still got to do that. It's much easier than it used to be. But there's something about winter, you know, kind of just battling the elements and everything that I really enjoy. And the look as well, it's beautiful. Even with the leaves off the trees, it's different, but it's beautiful still. When you dig the dogs in, it cuts good. Like when you dig them dogs in.
Really, I can't help it a little bit being loose. You don't want them too tight.
I've had them pop off like that, though.
Yeah, me too.
Sometimes they hit people in the face. That's what I was worried about with that long bar. I didn't want that to hit you in the face.
Long like that, yeah.
Working with him does remind me of the times that I spent with his brother as well, because we worked on my truck together and things like that. And there were other times that he took me one time plumb to the other side of Ohio to pick up an engine. And so it was around a 4-hour drive one way and then a 4-hour drive back. And he actually let me drive on the way back. We bought a whole truck. I bought a whole truck. And he pulled it with a tow bar that he hooked to his F-150. And we pulled that full-size Dodge truck all the way back. So it was. I got to know his brother a little bit is what I'm saying. And I really liked him. There was a time me and my brother were out one time in Moorhead. And it was in the winter. We were selling wood around that time too, because my brother stayed with me a couple of times, and he's helped me sell wood when he has, and that's good memories for me as well. But we were out we were out driving on the interstate, and I remember the tires shaking really bad, and I wasn't sure what was going on exactly. So I pulled over and I looked, and every single lug on my truck had broke off. And I believe the reason why is hauling so much weight in these half tons the way that I do. So much wood in them, you know, they're just not made for that, to haul that much. So it's hard on your rear axle, and it's hard on your suspension, of course, but also your lugs that hold your tire on. I mean, it literally broke every one of them off. And there's been a couple of different occasions where I've had that happen. There was another time where I had the lug started popping off a little at a time, and I'd made it to Lexington, and I had one lug nut holding it on in the end, and I was able to make it to the parts store, and I went in and bought the lugs and changed them right there in the parking lot. But what I was getting to with all that is his brother one time, when it happened to me on the interstate, I ended up calling him because his brother, you know, he was almost like an uncle to me. I talked to him more than I did just about any of my family members, and he came all the way out there and bought the lugs, you know, for me. I paid him back when he got there, but he bought the lugs, the studs, and then brought his jack and everything, and we changed it right there. I knocked all the studs out and put the new ones in.
You come on back with it. You come on back if you want. I'll hold my hand up. I don't know about that one.
You don't know about that, do you?
Families or anything?
Having a big party, buddy.
Who is? Who's having it?
Huh?
Who's having it?
We'll have one over here.
Oh yeah.
Me and Doug and all of it.
Yeah. I ain't seen
My
him.
dog's a club.
It's been a while since I've seen him. If you don't go nowhere, you can get a plate from in there at least. My wife told me to tell you that.
I thank you,
He's
but
cooking a bunch. I mean, if you're over here, and even if you do go somewhere, if you're over here, get your plate either way, because she's making a ham.
my dog is close to.
And
I
Mom's
spoke
bringing,
with you in Indiana today, but I didn't go.
what, for her family?
Yeah. I had a big dinner today. I spoke to being down there about it. I didn't go, buddy. You know how it is.
Usually we just have one of our own at home, but sometimes my family will have one, but we don't. None of my family gets together like they used to.
Nah.
I think that's all families now, though.
Go ahead and rest on them.
I'm good.
I'll
I'm okay. I usually only take me a few minutes. Yeah, this is gonna make a lot of wood right here when we get this way. These are big. Put them up some more too. That one had metal in it.
He was joking a little bit ago when he was talking about going to a big party. I was asking him about Thanksgiving if he was going anywhere. Because I noticed he had been staying at my neighbor's a little bit. My neighbor's not been there, and I noticed he had been staying there, which he's a relative of his. And so my wife, she knew we were working together, and she told me to invite him, you know, to come and get him something to eat if he wanted. My wife just had a little dinner here this year for us. She made quite a bit, and then my mom and little brother and nephew came, and my mom brought some stuff too. We all did that today. It was good to get to see them. So sometimes, you know, every now and then my family, you know, a lot of my family will get together at like the community center or someone's house, and we'll get together.
Story like that.
Huh?
A guy got his leg right there inside with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Him and another guy. And they got that main artery in the woods. And that other guy said he's gonna leave and get help, and that guy told him not to leave him. And they came back and he was dead already.
Oh, yeah?
He bled to death. Well, you got that main artery. You got a main artery in your leg on the top.
Well, yeah.
If you hit that,
Why would he leave me?
that's what I said. I don't know why you'd leave him there. I would have put him on my shoulder and carried him out before I done that.
We were kind of talking there. I was nervous because I seen him using the saw, and the chain was pretty loose on it, and I was telling him that was pretty loose, and I just didn't want to see it fly off and get them. I've had them fly off numerous times on me, the chains, from where it was just too loose and stuff, and using it anyways, or if it gets in a bind. But I've never got hit with it. You know, usually it slings off and it just kind of stops. But I wouldn't want to take a chance on getting hit with that chain with it moving that fast, especially when you got a longer bar like that. So here we are coming to the end of the video, though. We did get this load completely loaded and we took it on to the guy. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of that recorded. But I hope to do more of these with Ronald in the future. It's really good working with him. I really like him. And, you know, whenever I get behind or something like that, I'll be glad to maybe call him and us do some more loads together, because it helps him as well. He said he has trouble finding people, and, you know, it helps me a lot when I have extra hands. So you all have a good Thanksgiving. Be safe and God bless.